Most client portals are built in layers. Your data lives in one tool, your portal in another, and you're enabling permissions somewhere in between. It works, but layered systems mean more moving parts and, of course, more subscriptions. So here's the better question. What if your portal handled the data, the access, and the interface all in the one place? Today, we're looking at Noloco, not just as a front-end builder, but as a platform that can act as both the back-end and front-end for your client portal. Hey, I'm Alex Knowles from automationhelpers.com, and we've helped hundreds of businesses get set up and automated using industry-leading portals, apps, and integrations. Today, we're going to look at building a clean professional client portal using Noloco. But more importantly, we're going to look at why Noloco's backend system makes sense for service-based businesses who care about clarity, control, and security. So what is Noloco? At its core, Noloco is a no-code platform for building internal tools, apps, and client-facing portals. But that description doesn't really capture what makes Noloco compelling, because Noloco doesn't just sit on top of your data. It can actually host it too. You can use Noloco as the interface your clients log into, the place where your data lives, the layer where permissions are defined, and the system that controls relationships between records. And that's important because across most stacks, those responsibilities are split across multiple tools. But with Noloco, everything can sit under the one roof. You could kick things off using this Noloco client portal template, which I'll leave in the description of the video. It's clean, customizable, and ready to use out of the box. Now, this portal serves as an interactive front end for your clients, but also for your team as an easy to use project or task tracker. What we are going to look at today is how we can use Noloco not only as our client portal, not only as our project tracker, but also as our CRM, the place where all of our work gets done and where we share it with our clients. When people think backend, they often think developers, servers, codes, infrastructure. But for most service-based businesses, the backend really means three things: clarity, control, and predictability. Who can see what? Why can they see it? And how is that enforced? And this is the first win that we see with Noloco. It handles role-based access and record-level visibility. And second, the data that people are viewing also lives in Noloco. Now, we're quickly going to take a look at the client portal template. We're looking at a preview of the front end so that you can get an understanding of what the client portal will actually look like. Here we have the homepage, which allows the viewer to easily navigate around this client portal. We can see that we are currently logged in as James Allen. This is just a dummy user, but this is where you actually allocate what each user can view. We'll take a look at that in the backend, in the data structure after. We've also got projects which tie into clients. Here we can see the client lead, there is James. We've also got tasks that directly tie to your projects, cybersecurity overhaul to do, cybersecurity overhaul done, and the refactor code is the task, the document API endpoints, that's the task, project, cybersecurity overhaul. And then we've got payments, which gives your client clarity on A, what they've paid for, and B, what they are still yet to pay for. So let's take a look at the back end of this portal template to see how all this works together. And this is the exciting part. The great thing here is that your data works on a real structured relational database. So if we jump into our data, we can see we've got our users. We've got companies, contacts, department, employee details, expense categories, interactions, invoices, meetings, projects, tasks, and time tracking. We've got all that we need to run a business operating system within the one unified platform. And that is a big win with Noloco. Not only can you bring all of your data into the one unified system, because of the relational data structure, you can build real operating systems. And that relational structure is what allows Noloco to handle access and visibility cleanly. So let's take a look. We can see in our database that we have a user table, which mentions the roles that they have: team admin, team member, client. Now, this is directly related to the users table because this is all the people that has access. We've also got some dummy people in here. They don't exist. They're not real. But what we can see here is the role. Now, we can take this further and actually define what those roles look like. Here we can see we've got client, team admin, and team member. Can modify the app, can access all data, is a team member. We can also add new roles and take this further, customizing who can see what and how. So we've looked at users and roles, but how do we actually set that clean visibility and access? Well, Here we can see that we can do it via page. Here we've got the visibility of our homepage. We could have that as only available to our internal team, available to all, or available to clients. This is the type. We can get more granular. Here we've got user roles with, and then from there we can set particular conditions if they have client and team member. We also have device specific and custom rules that are available on that pro plan, which enable you to set up custom values. But in Noloco, visibility and role-based access isn't just configured in the one place on pages. That's just the first layer. You define roles such as team admin, team member, and then each role controls what areas or pages of the app the user can access. But we also have the ability to set record level visibility. And this is where Noloco becomes powerful. You can define rules like company is equal to their company so that a client only sees the information and data related to them. We're not just worrying about pages, now we're worrying about the records and our data sets. But we can take it further because we also have field level visibility. So you control which fields appear different depending on each role. We also have the page level visibility, which we mentioned, but what about component level visibility? Because inside each page, you can hide or show elements based on user role, record state, and relationships. For example, if we needed a submit task request button, perhaps we have that only visible to our clients and not our team members or team admin. What's powerful about Noloco is that access control isn't just defined in one place. Roles, record relationships, page visibility, and field permissions. These all work together to define what each user can see. So if we actually take a look at the live view of the platform from a role-based user that isn't a client or even a team member, we can see that it looks very different. Not only do we have access to that homepage as well as financials and project management, but now we get to see an overview of all of the inner business workings. We can see our CRM full with pipeline, dashboards, contacts, companies, interactions, and more. Our clients, the projects, and the projects to each of those clients. Earlier, we were just looking through a James Allen example, and only the single project was available. Tasks, team workload, team, as well as financials, so we can understand our profits and losses. The next thing worth looking at is how Noloco handles relationships between records, because that's what really makes the access control work properly underneath the surface. And it also gives you peace of mind knowing that the platform you're working in can scale with you as your system grows. Your data in Noloco isn't just a bunch of random lists. Instead, you have a relational database. Your users could be tied to contacts. Contacts are always tied to companies. Companies will have interactions as well as projects. Tasks will be linked to projects, and time tracking will be linked to your tasks, projects, clients, and many other tables. The next layer to think about after you've set your record relationships is workflows, how actions actually occur inside the system, because a well-designed client portal isn't just about a clean front end, nor is it about storing data. It's also about enabling processes. Let's say, for example, you're working in your pipeline, your deals pipeline, and you know that a proposal that was sent has been accepted and you have a new client on board. If you were to move them over to close one, that's all that would happen. Then you would manually send over the invoice, the contract, perhaps create the projects that are aligned and related to this client, tasks, assignees, or you could enable workflows within the same system, Noloco, to manage that on your behalf. And here we have the workflow builder. Now, this is very similar to what we see in other platforms. We've got our trigger. So what actually triggers this workflow? We'll see the options that we have when a company's record is created, updated, deleted, triggered by an action button, or when a component is added to a company's record. So if you were to create, referencing the earlier example, a request page, you could have a button that the client can see to create requests. But we're going to quickly look at when a client goes through that pipeline. So we're going to state status, and then we set the action using a condition, only continue if the status is equal to client, remove these, and then the action will be to send an email, which could be a welcome email. We could also include in this to send a message to Slack so the rest of our team is notified that we now have a client onboarding. We also have the ability to bring AI into this, which could assist us with the email that's being sent to them. We could create a template within Google Docs and generate a contract doc, but we also have the power to set visibility. So let's say that we've got a client that has moved from lead to active. Well, then we can actually build that client portal view for them straight away and give access to this through an email or message. Now, when it comes to building your client portal with Noloco, you can go ahead and use the template that has been offered there, or you can lean on the AI model that assists you throughout your journey using Noloco. So let's go to create an app and we can build with Nola. We could import a file or we can start from scratch. If you already have the data existing, well, you can use one of these others to bring in your data and begin building your app. Let's say, for instance, we just want to start from scratch. Let's have that built as a blank canvas. And you'll see within the setup that you can lean on Noloco's AI to help you with the build. You can easily bring in elements if you're wanting to build out your client portal yourself. However, at any time during your build process, you can ask and lean on Nola to build parts of it for you. Once you've built your pages, you can manage them on the left here, this being the entire view of your app. And when you are getting into editing the elements, specifically the components of your pages, well, you can do that from the side panel on the right. But if you want to learn more about the building process with Noloco, be sure to leave a comment in this video below and we'll start creating some content for you. Or if you are looking to get your business set up for success, then do not hesitate to reach out to us at automationhelpers.com, where our team of experts are offering a free 30-minute consultation. So book yours today.